The goal of this little video is just to convince you that it should make sense that anything to the 0 power actually equals 1. Most of the time people want to equal something like 0, but anything, doesn't matter except for 0, like 100 to the 0 power, that equals 1. X to the 54th, all to the 0 power, that equals 1. Anything to the 0 power other than 0 equals 1. 0 to the 0 is a concept you will tackle in calculus someday, perhaps. But for now, that's really all I need you to know. Anything to the 0 power is 1. But if you want convincing us why that's true, I'm just going to go through these two examples to show you something that does make it make some sense. The first idea in example 1 is we're trying to show that if you divide anything by itself, of course the answer is 1. 8 divided by 8 is 1. And I don't need to use numbers. I could use really anything. If I take something like b squared and divide it by b squared, it's something divided by itself, it's going to equal 1. Something even creepier like 8 to the 91st divided by another 8 to the 91st, anything divided by itself, it always equals 1. So that's certainly one way to look at these different expressions. Another thing to think about, though, is that property from the previous examples where we're using division and the property of exponents. So a different way to tackle this b squared over b squared is to say, like approach it from a properties of exponent standpoint and say I'm being asked to divide, and therefore I will subtract the exponents. So another way to say b squared over b squared is b to the 2 minus 2, which of course is the same thing as b to the 0. Likewise, if I had 8 to the 91 divided by 8 to the 91, I'm being asked to divide, so I can subtract those exponents and get a to the 0. And the point is that in both cases, and if you look at this, we see that a to the 91 equals 1, but a to the 91 also equals a to the 0, so it should make sense that a to the 0 is going to equal 1, since they both equal this. B squared over b squared equals 1, but it also equals b to the 0, so it should make sense that b to the 0 equals 1. And I want to point out there's nothing special about the fact that it's b squared or a to the 91. The b's not special, the a's not special, the 91's not special, the 2's not special. Anytime I had anything divided by itself, two things will happen. If I look at anything divided by itself from an exponent, properties of exponent standpoint, I'm going to get that thing to the 0 power, and it's also going to be that thing divided by itself equals 1. So doesn't matter what you have, as long as it's not 0, anything to the 0 power is always going to equal 1. We don't do it to torture you or to make it confusing. We do it because that's what mathematically ends up making sense. So keep it in mind. Good luck, and yeah, just be careful, you know.